Hey, what's cracking everybody? Welcome back to Computer Games Hardware. Today on the channel, we are looking at the Ryzen 9900X, which has smashed Geekbench's 6's single core performance benchmarks. I'm really excited about this upcoming CPU. It's a 12 core, 16 thread, 120 watt part, and it is going to slot nicely into a lot of people's systems. So let's have a chat about it. This chip has been tested in Geekbench 6 with an Asus ROG Crosshair X670E motherboard with 32 gig of DDR5 memory. The 9900X scored 3,401 points in the single core test and 19,756 points in the multi-core test. This trumps the 7900X, AMD's previous 12-core chip, by about 16% in the single core test and about 12% in the multi-threaded test. It's also faster than the 7950X and the 7950X3D, which is also pretty impressive because those parts are 16 cores and 170 watt parts. The 9900X is a 12 core, 120 watt CPU, so pretty impressive. In our last Ryzen 9000 video, I talked about being pretty excited about the 9900X because it means that if you were running last gen high-end parts, you are going to get a pretty significant upgrade for not a lot of cost. It means that for some people, just by swapping out the CPU, you will be getting a pretty high-end upgrade. And for me, that is still running on Zen 3, the generation before, it means all I have to do is swap out my motherboard, get some new DDR5 RAM. The price is also rumored to be similar, if not the same, as Zen 4 at launch. So AMD are aiming to be pretty competitive with this launch of CPUs because Zen 4 was a little slow to pick up at the start. So guys, what that means is that the 9900X scores about a 10% uplift from the world's fastest CPU, the 14900K. And it comes pretty close within about 5% of its multi-thread score. So not bad. And then you add 5% on top of those for the 7950X and the X3D chip as well. So pretty impressive. Oh man, this is going to be exciting. What's also more impressive, guys, is that the 14900K was tested in Geekbench before this Intel baseline default nonsense was introduced. So before all these baseline settings recommendations, Intel ran these benchmarks with the 14900K at over 250 watts so that it could claim the title of world's fastest CPU. However, there was a massive problem with that because it wreaked havoc with motherboards everywhere and there were stability issues all over the place. This caused Intel to introduce a baseline profile that set the power back down to 188 watts as a default for the 14900K. So the real world performance for most people will be quite lower. Just remember, guys, all these companies do everything in their power to make their benchmarks look the absolute best for them. So it's not just Intel. We talked about in the last Ryzen 9000 video the silly benchmarks that AMD undertook to make their 5000 series XT variant chips that they're introducing look really good against the 14900K. So, you know, grain of salt and all that, but it's making me wonder where these benchmarks are coming from. What I'm hoping is that it means that there are test chips out in the wild and they're in the hands of reviewers. So keep an eye out. I'm expecting to see more of these benchmarks arise in the next couple of days and weeks. So it might be worth keeping an eye on your favorite big tech tubers for a few hints on who's got these chips in their hands at the moment. Hey, just want to jump in here and say, if you're enjoying any of the content here on Computer Games Hardware, please chuck us a like, share, and subscribe. And watching the videos really helps me out. big thank you to everyone who stuck around and supported the show, and big hello to all our new subscribers. Thanks for watching. I can't tell if they have position boost overdrive enabled, if they've set a curve optimizer, or if they've got the new curve shaper feature enabled. My guess is that they don't, and that indicates to me that there is a lot of potential for overclocking with these parts as well, which, fingers crossed, makes that pretty exciting for me. For those of you who don't know, AMD is introducing Curve Shaper, which is an add-on feature to curve optimization for PBO in the Ryzen 9000 series. So what I think this means is that you'll better be able to regulate both the temperature and frequency depending on what curve you choose, either in the positive or negative when you're selecting it in the curve optimizer, either in the BIOS or in Ryzen Master. So that will help regulate the temperatures at the high end, whether you're overclocking or undervolting. I'm not quite sure of all the details yet, but I'm hoping that's what it looks like. The run home to the end of the year is about to get crazy. Remembering that we're only talking about the vanilla 9000 series chips today, and it's rumored that the X3D chips are also hot on the heels, set to be released in September or October. Those chips also have all the curve optimizer and the curve shaper features that we've been talking about today. And those chips are set to feature full overclocking support. So that is something that a lot of you will be going bananas over. I know that already. So it's going to get pretty excited. So we'll make a video about those a bit closer to when we know a little bit more about that. And hey, guess what, guys? There has been some GPU swirls and rumors hanging around. So it's going to be a good opportunity to revive our Card Wars series here on Computer Games Hardware. And hopefully we'll be getting some GPU news. The times are changing. There are also some of those mobile parts and those iGPUs and the APUs that are coming out. So there's a lot that's about to go off in the hardware space. So I'm really looking forward to it. How about you guys? Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've said it, I'm excited about the 9000 series. I hope you guys are too. We'll keep covering it here on Computer Games Hardware. Let me know what you're looking forward to and where you're from in the comments down below. Again, if you've enjoyed any of the content here on Computer Games Hardware, please chuck us a like, share, and subscribe. And watching the videos really does help me out, guys. So I appreciate you all that has done that. I've enjoyed making this one. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.